Hello, welcome back to the Bald Book Geek. I'm the host of this weird thing on the internet, and this is a video I don't normally make because I feel a weird connection to this person in a really weird way because I've watched her for so long. Lindsay Ellis. So, I want to say this. She made a very bland tweet about comparing one media to another, an Asian-inspired thing to another an Asian-inspired thing, and apparently that was racist. No, it wasn't. Everything is used, especially since everyone's growing up and the age range has gone up from the people that grew up with Avatar. People are using it, and you're seeing sort of the Avatar The Last Airbender story arcs repeated. Children of Blood and Bone, for example, is basically a rip-off of the Zuko arc, and it has become sort of a YA trope, and there should be a special genre for things that are basically reskinned Avatar The Last Airbender, and that is rightfully brilliant, by the way. Do watch it. On the other side of it, people get offended by everything, and being on the receiving end of a woke mob is horrible for everyone because these people will stop at nothing. They are like rabid animals. And the problem with Lindsay, and I do love her content, I don't support her politics, but I do love a lot of her, not all of her content, because she has been known to lead some crusades against people, which I disagree with completely. She's made some brilliant content over the years, and definitely inspired my early days in this channel, and especially the video essay stuff that I've done on and off. The problem is, she did the letter that she's quitting and giving it all up. The problem with that is that she blamed the wrong people. She blamed the evil white men, and it's nothing to do with the evil cis white men. It's to do with the audience that you've captivated. And she's a good writer, by the way, and her work gets better. I will say, rereading her debut novel, as much as I enjoyed it, it is a flawed novel, and maybe I was a little bit soft on it when I first read it. She has definitely improved as a writer as well, so I will say that, and I do enjoy that book. I love that book. It made my top 10 list of that year, so that, and I still stand by that opinion, is that what I have found is that she captivated this audience. If you captivate the Twitterati, the blue ticks, the people that hide behind their anime profiles, they are looking for you to mess up. They are literally looking for you to be a sausage thrown to a pack of hungry wolves in a pit. I was going to say something else then, and the reason I didn't say it is that YouTube wouldn't like it. The issue is, she blamed the wrong people. She blamed the people that she captivated. She didn't blame the people she captivated, sorry. And she created this kind of weird environment, and she was very defensive over a lot of stuff. The first mistake was that she apologised. You should never apologise to the woke mob. The woke mob are a toxic, vile, horrific thing, and they want you to. They're the people that will destroy you for not agreeing with them, for being politically different, or just making a joke. These people want attention. They want you to bow down to them, and then they're just going to keep going, and that's what happened. She apologised, and that was her first mistake. She should have just stood by it and ignored it. But on the serious side, the mental health implications of digital pylons, and I've been on the receiving end of two, has been... Mine were tiny, though, like, in comparison. Mine were, like, people that just wouldn't leave me alone. You know, a handful of people and a Swedish lesbian. Hers was thousands upon thousands of people. And they're all white knighting, they're all being the saviour, they're all just disturbed individuals who feel completely powerless and want to flex this power online because it makes them feel good about their own pathetic lives. That's the woke mob. And I'm going to get crap for this video, and I'm currently keeping an eye on how big this video is going to get. I don't think she should have pulled out. I think giving up what she's built is absolutely ridiculous. I think giving up the whole thing and running away and blaming the wrong people, like the apology, not even an apology, the I'm quitting everything letter was embarrassing and very unresearched, and she still doesn't understand it. That's the disconnect with her. And like I said, I'm a fan. Some of her video essays are spectacular. Really educational, but in an entertaining way. And even the nostalgia chick stuff is brilliant. And she's so embarrassed by that. And I think it's ridiculous that she is. Yeah, the whole behind that and, you know, that whole mess. I'm not going to go into Channel Awesome. But I think you can't let these people win. I disagree with Lindsay Lindsay Ellis's politics. I always have done. I disagree with some of her opinions. I disagree with certain crusades she's went on. But you can disagree with people, and a completely generic tweet that states a very fact that companies will pick up on a successful product and they want more of it and they want to emulate it. They want to create that it just ends up becoming a bubble. It's a toxic little bubble. And it's money making at the end of the day. I have read so many books that are basically Avatar: The Last Airbender reskinned. I have read a lot of books that are Tank Green, Fault in Our Stars ripoffs. There were so many books around that time. How many books ripped off The Hunger Games? How many books ripped off Twilight? How many books have ripped off Romeo and Juliet? Because they make money. It's a very obvious marketing thing, and I find it interesting that people that are media, air quotes, media savvy Gen Z cancel culture mob don't understand that. I mean, what was that? Descendant of the Crane? That was a horrible novel. And that was very Avatar: The Last Airbender when I look back on it. It was absolutely horrible, and that was an Asian-inspired novel. And also you draw influence as a writer from the things that you watched and memories and stuff like that. The story arc structure of Avatar is commonly used even before Avatar. Reluctant hero, people find the hero, they go on a journey, villain turns good. I mean, it's Star Wars. Star Wars is arthurial legend in many ways, and every fantasy trope ever written and inspired by many things, and owes its existence to Dune. There was a lawsuit, look it up. I get why she's cancelled herself. I think it's ridiculous that she did, but I get the feeling there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and I hope she's okay. Just because I don't agree with everything she says or does, doesn't mean I'm a cruel person, and doesn't mean I'm going to attack her. But it's her own fault for captivating this audience that are basically a pack of rabid wolves. And it's a sad state of affairs, and I hope one day she comes back in some form. Although I doubt it at this point, because she's kind of the last of that ilk of YouTubers. The ones that were here at the start, the ones that we were watching a decade ago, or over that now. God, I was 17, 18 when YouTube really hit off? I think at this point, never apologise to the mob, never ignore them, turn everything off and don't worry about it. But that's easier said than done when it's constant harassment and constant on top of you. And it does affect you mentally, it does make you feel bad, and it makes you feel useless and weak. That's my personal experience. And it makes you feel defenseless, because very few people will stand up to them. On the other side of it, as a content creator, you are not responsible for your audience. You don't make your audience. I love having a diverse audience. I might not agree with every comment I get. I might not agree with other people I watch. But I want to hear the other side of it. I want to hear the circle. I want to hear opinion, and I don't want to be trapped in a bubble. And it's very toxic to be trapped in sort of a leftist Twitter bubble and content creation. And it's a shame, actually. It is a real shame. So I come to the conclusion that she shouldn't have apologised. She should have just carried on and said screw you and ignored them. But that's far easier said than done.